Hey guys, welcome back. This is C-Rock, and here we are back in the France campaign, World War I. And last time we left off, we went ahead and took another city in Italy, and a few other battles that we went ahead and did to defend our current positions. And now I am moving some more troops over to the little town here that we have in Menklein or something. I don't know how you say it. All right. And these guys I'm just having here so they don't scoot anybody past me, the Italians. Okay. And this is right about the time that I noticed that there was an Italian army right here that they somehow had already had scoot past me. So I had this army right here that I wanted to go ahead and attack them with. And I was trying to consider if that was enough men or not. Or if I wanted to do that right then and there. So we're going to come back and do that. But first I'm going to go ahead and attack this city right here. I wanted to take, I think this was Clives. So here we are in the battle. I'm going to go ahead and set up my men. You'll notice that they have a machine gun bunker in this game. I mean, in this battle. Excuse me. And that is a very deadly thing. So you see it right there. That's the machine gun bunker. Those can... I think they can fire at you at any side. And they're pretty deadly. The only way to get rid of them, from what I've seen, or from what I've read online, is to basically just bombard the living daylights out of them. So I bombarded this thing, and they decided to attack me. I guess they felt that I wasn't going to go ahead and press forward, so they decided to go ahead and, they felt they had the advantage, so they decided to press forward the computer. And that's what they usually do when they have the advantage. They'll go ahead and charge you. So I kind of just sat and let them charge me, and I did want to have to contend with the reinforcements that are coming on in from Austria. This is Germany that I'm facing right now, and I'm gonna have to take care of them later on. So I had these guys all the way in the back here because I figured they were gonna go ahead and take out the machine gun bunker. As I just concentrate all of my artillery on the machine gun bunker. Because that, yeah, you don't want to attack that. With, although it's interesting how it's made. It looks like it only shoots out the front and the back. If you zoom in on it, I don't know. It's an interesting unit. And it's one of the more deadly units in the whole game that they can make. I don't think I can make machine gun bunkers yet, unfortunately, but I'm going to later on in the game, so we'll get to that. Tanks have not come up in technology yet, so those are the one things that can definitely combat the machine gun bunkers with. We'll see those later on. They do have tanks in this mod. We'll see how well it operates with tanks on the field. You know, the mods of Total War are always questionable how well they operate, right? At least in quite a few of the models, in quite a few of the games. Rome too, some of those mods operate pretty well, depending upon who's the mod itself. For example, DEI is a masterpiece, an absolute masterpiece. That mod is just oof, off the charts. Anyway, it's what the game should have been, right? You think the guy who made DEI should get hired by frickin' CA to constantly make games from now on with how good that mod is, you know? Anyway, so I'm just firing on this thing. I think I did kill one of the guys in there. As you can see, it did knock off one guy, so it is working. As I look at this, it looks like it's facing the wrong way, the machine gun bunker. But I think it does fire a little bit on the troops that I'm having moving in on it. But you know, it kind of looks like it's facing the other way, the machine gun. I don't know. I didn't want to chance it. The one time I attacked it in my last campaign, I got mowed down from every side. My units. And they all just ran. I was like, what the heck's going on? Oh, it fires at you from every side, practically. You can't just secretly sneak up on it. You know? I'm sending these 3 units over into this town over here. They're going to take control of this town to go ahead and stop the Austro-Hungarians taking the town. They have just 1 unit on the field right now. And they can come in as reinforcements, I believe. So, they just have artillery in the field. So we're going to go ahead and take these 2 buildings. And then we're going to take the other building later on, too. But we're going to have these guys attack the artillery here. They are using their mortar crew. Their light mortar crew. Yeah. You go ahead and fire on me. And then they're really just charging my right flank there with the entire mass. As you can see, I don't think my left flank of this line here that I have in my front forces is actually really even shooting at them. So I'm going to actually go ahead and bend them on in to get a little bit of firing power on these guys. And we're going to go and bend them on in a little bit. Check on these guys over here. I'll put them in the houses over there. I wanted to go ahead and get control of the houses. That have made me feel like I don't know, I'm getting some ground in that area. And now I'm having them fire on the machine gun bunker. Now that's not really doing anything. I wanted them to go ahead and attack it, you know, with their melee attack it. And then have my artillery bombard their light mortar crew. And as you can see, I think they're getting shot on up by it. So you see, every side it can shoot from is my analysis there. So I have to blow it up basically. So I have 1 artillery crew concentrating firepower on it. And then we'll have the other artillery crews concentrate firepower on it later on. I don't know what got the most kills from the AI side. It probably was that mortar crew. Everybody else didn't do too well on the AI side, you know. As I sped things up here a little bit, just to get it moving. They fire on me. So here we are. We're moving in on the mortar crew, and I think I kind of come in range of the machine gun bunker there a little bit, because we'll see some of those guys get shot up quite a bit. And you can tell when the machine gun's firing at you, you hear it. Okay, it's kind of obvious. Or it might be just because I'm firing on my own troops with my artillery, I know. So, little friendly fire going on. See, yeah, I think I had friendly fire on that one, actually. So, friendly fire is a big thing in this mod. You gotta watch out where you use your artillery. Use the creeping effect, I guess, right? That was the first thing that was kind of implemented in this war. They would creep up the artillery, and the artillery would shell on certain spots as the infantry creeped up on them, you know. And the artillery would basically provide cover, you know. Anyway. Now they're all leaving a big time to the right flank there. I don't know if they were trying to get around me or what was going on here. But that's also where they're retreating to. So it could be as they're retreating, some of them are coming back from retreating.
Our men are running, sir.
And they decided to charge there, too. And boom, right there. That's right when the machine gun bunker blew up. So that is able to be taken out, but with artillery. And I think it's artillery only. So you have to bomb the living daylights out of that thing with your artillery. Okay? Or mortar crews or any type of artillery. You just have it concentrate forward firepower on the on the machine gun bunker, and it'll eventually, boom, go bye-bye. Okay? So, I'm going to go ahead and continue wrapping up the Germans over here. They're kind of doing hand-to-hand combat right now against me. And I'm going to also go ahead and have some guys in the background support firepower on them. But besides that, everybody else is retreating. It's just a matter of mopping everybody up now. And now that they've lost their artillery bunker, and as you can see, the balance bar has swung greatly in my favor. I don't know what it was at the beginning of the game, but it was about dead even, I think, when we were on the campaign map. And it always changes, like, when you get into the game, actually. You know? Like, oh, really? This is how it is, but sorry. The balance bar, I don't know how true those things are some of the time, you know? Because I've seen balance bars this bad where, you know, it's in the alternate route where it's mostly red, and then you end up winning yourself. You're like, okay. Alright. Well, clearly that's a balance bar that the AI should hopefully be able to come back from, right? Anyway, I did lose a few of those units there that were in hand-to-hand combat. Okay? So I am having reinforcements come on the field, and I did lose a few of the units, so the AI did do pretty well for this time around, I think. But not good enough. You know, the Germans are still lacking. Oh well. So I'm moving the rest of my guys on up to prepare for the Austro-Hungarians coming on the field. They just have really mortar crews and artillery on the field right now. They don't have any anything else. So, and they're firing with their artillery on my buildings. I think I lost a building there that one of my units was in. If you see, one of those buildings looks completely demolished. There are some of their infantry on the field now. They're kind of stuck at the right as they came on the field that I encountered them with. If your units are in the buildings, they are easier for the artillery to obliterate, but harder to just fire on with infantry. So as you can see, that the building basically just crashed there. If my unit was in that building, then the unit I would have lost also too. So you want to watch where you keep your units as you have artillery fire on them. You know, you could lose the entire unit because of that. So there's the rest of the Germans. They're running off the field, and I just have left to contend with the Austrians, or Austria-Hungary, I should say. Then it'll become just Austria until later on. And now they left the field, so I've won the battle. A heroic victory, right? So now I have captured the city of Clives, I think is what the city was. as you can see, I lost 1,875 guys. They lost 4,000 guys. So I have quite a few troops still remaining. We're going to occupy. Cleves was the city, yep. Or Cleves, however you say that correctly. And we're going to also go ahead and get rid of the Austro-Hungarian army. It was just one unit that was left. Their light mortar crew. It looks like Germany is amassing a big army over there at Oldenburg. I don't know how you say it. I will always give the names a try, but I will probably murder them. All right. I think it's funnier that way. Just go ahead and hear how badly I say the names of these cities or the people. All right. Oh, it's even worse when I go ahead and try and pronounce the names in Rome too. It's like, huh? How do you say that? Anyway, so now we are coming back to go ahead and take out this Italian army. And as I was saying before, you know, this is a very bad balance bar. So I didn't want to auto-resolve it. So I'm going to have to fight this down on the ground. And it's also raining. Wonderful weather, right? So we're just going to go ahead and line our troops on up and see what happens, basically. Since they felt they had the advantage, they're just going to go ahead and charge me, okay? That's basically what AI felt was the best thing to do, I guess. I'm going to be able to go ahead and move my other troops around the back to go ahead and take out their artillery, because their artillery is going to be bombarding me the entire time. And basically, that's how that's going. They're moving up slowly on me, so, you know, they're creeping up on me. And most of this battle is going to be taking place in the woods there. Okay? Since, well, that's where most of my guys are. So I'm going to move my general over here, actually. I'm going to give him a wide berth, because I want him to go ahead and take out the artillery. As they just really come at me. I'm going to go ahead and put this down to normal speed. And just, you know, zoom in on the guys as they're charging me. We can see that they're charging very slowly. They tend not to rush their units because they know that the computer knows, I guess, that fatigue is a big thing in the mod. I don't know. Or they don't want to fatigue their units. So we're going to go and speed it up a little bit just to get them engaging my units. And they're also sending one of their units to go ahead and try and encounter that my general there. It looked like it. Well, actually, no, they aren't. Never mind. So I'm able to go ahead and sneak around behind them with my general and move in on the artillery that they have. This way I can go ahead and eliminate their artillery and bring a big morale blow. As I stay behind the trenches, besides a few of my units that are just deciding to get out of the trenches because I didn't give the order to. Yeah. Everybody's on fire at will, so I don't know why they need to move if I don't give them an order. And I think they're mostly getting mowed down. The trenches do block a little bit. These aren't your trenches that they would have had during World War I, but they are nonetheless barricades, or they're the best you can do in the way of trenches, and they're the only ones I can go ahead and make for right now. And I have seen, I guess, maps with actual trenches in them online in certain battles, but I don't know if they actually allow you to go ahead and build a trench in this mod, in the campaign at least. Be kind of interesting if they did. I'll say that, you know. Again, my units are continuing to face column-wise to them, you know, or long ways towards the enemy. But no big deal because they're all retreating anyways right now. And I already just killed their general, so they're all running off the field. And this battle has already basically been won. And I gotta get rid of these one artillery crew. And I think that was the last unit there once they leave. That has to retreat. So I'm still bringing those guys on back, and I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if I asked them to do anything. And they did have one artillery crew come back from routing, actually, surprisingly. And they're just charging my main column. I don't know why. My front line. And now they're running back. Now they've come to their senses. You know. And those are also two other groups of Austria Italians. Excuse me. This is the Italian army, which I still don't understand why they went to war against me in this mod. I did click on the thing when I first started the campaign that said, "Hey, do you want to keep this more historically accurate and keep the current alliances that they had at this time, or do you want to break them all?" I said, let's keep them. And Italy is actually supposed to be allied with me. But oh well. You know. As they're all leaving the field there. Pretty much. So now I'm basically charging them. Except we got this one straggler who hasn't left the field yet. And as you can see, they do go out of vision when you can't see them anymore, so they come into frame. So I don't know if they could see my whole army there from the beginning, because I did have a lot of guys behind the trees. And victory. I ended up winning. Heroic victory. So we knocked them on back. They still had a very large amount of units, but they were all mostly dead, because I wasn't able to kill a whole unit. So I had to go ahead and bring in some reinforcements to go ahead and finish them off. So now I'm going to go ahead and auto-resolve this one. And we'll see how this one goes. So I auto-resolve it, crossing my fingers, and I actually won. And now we're going to move on back each way with my units, so I can replenish and basically keep them right there. And now we're going to go over to Strasbourg. I wanted to go ahead and get rid of this Austro-Hungarian army. I was just sitting here, but I wasn't sure how many guys I needed to go ahead and do that. So I was like, all right, I think I can go ahead and take care of one army. And in fact, they have two armies there. So we'll see that next time in the next episode. So hit like and subscribe, guys, and I'll catch you later on the next time. All right, bye.